Hey everyone, in this PoE 2 0 to Hero I will play Ronarray's ONE Button Invoker Monk League Starter plus Leveling Guide. This episode covers the campaign. Let's dive in. I start by migrating all my characters from solo self-found to trade, meaning it is a complete fresh start. Meet Thyworm. I pick up Falling Thunder and I fight the Miller. Part of the reason I'm doing another 0 to Hero is to check out all the loot buffs. I'll keep you posted on that. What is interesting about this build is that it's recommended by Ron to level using a bow rather than a quarterstaff. My stash is empty, I have very little gold, this is a league start scenario, but I managed to buy a bow from Renly and I get Lightning Arrow as my first skill. Up next is Lightning Rod in the first zone. I'm rather unexperienced with bows, so you may see me struggle a little bit. Such as here, I die on the first boss. I succeed on the second try, I guess that's good, and I gain a magic bow. I identify some gear, equip it, I fight the Devourer because I want the quest reward, I roll into his AoE because of course I do that. I don't dodge his slam on the second try because of course I don't, and I'm definitely a little bit rusty, but hey, you know, we get him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And I drop a unique and a level 2 skill gem plus a support gem, and I take Scattershot for a lightning rod. That certainly helps with clear. Next zone I get stunned by a wolf and die to a chaos orb. Second time I win, I get a rare belt and a support gem, chain for lightning arrow. That belt is quite nice as well. I find a quiver from a chest, kill Bramblegast for a level 2 skill gem for a lightning arrow, and I'm starting to get the hang of the lightning rod lightning arrow combo. I kill the king, get a nice rare chest and a better magic bow with more flat damage, and the level 3 skill gem is turned into Stormcaller arrow, which is supposed to be my clear skill. So that means the lightning rod lightning arrow combination are for bossing, Stormcaller arrow is for single target. Speaking of bosses, I die again due to stuns from the Rotten Druid. I do kill him, get a support gem, conk effect for a lightning rod. I die again in the crypt, kill the guy, get a support gem, it's martial tempo for lightning arrow. I die again, and I'm aware that I'm not a god gamer, but I've done a good number of league starts at this point, and this start really has a ton of glass cannon vibes. Here you see early Stormcaller arrow, it just doesn't do all that much yet. I get a rare short bow, a decent upgrade. Here you see how smooth immobile bosses are with the build. However, mobile bosses, that's a whole different story. I identify an amazing early game quiver, put lightning infusion on the Stormcaller arrow, buy myself some cheap movement speed boosts, store gear I can salvage later on, use artificer orbs on my bow, and I slot in a rune. Draven bites the dust, he drops an exalted orb, that's pretty good. I get an iron ring, use some currency on it, netting me strength and life. I slot a rune in the boots for some more life. I kill Lachlan, get a lesser storm rune from a rare, another support gem from a tree, more great loot from a boulder on the ground, and it's time to kill the king in the mist. As a reward I get Herald of Thunder, I completely forget to activate it. I support it anyway with Innervate. I kill the Cromwell, get 2 passives, very nice new boots, and a decent leather chest. I get the smithing tools, drop an artificer orb from a rare, get 1-tapped by the executioner. See, for the first time GGG has updated the strongbox interactions. This is amazing quality of life really. No more need to open the inventory. I turn in some quests, get a level 5 skill gem, take Freezing Salvo and support it as well with 2 support gems. I kill Geonor and it's time for Act 2 while I upgrade my amulet during the dialogue. The guy also drops Wanderlust, that's a great unique. And before I go I also spend some money on gloves. I make a habit out of picking up socketed and quality gear so I can salvage that for parts. I tend to use those straight away on my gear, it's a solo self-found after all. I find an awesome new amulet, another strongbox drops a very useful unique, Fox Shade, great for leveling. I get a great bow from this mini boss plus some more goodies from other bosses, as you can tell from my inventory. I increase the quality of the bow with whetstones. I drop an amethyst ring from an essence monster, a lesser storm rune which is great for flat lightning damage on weapons. I drop a quarterstaff which will come in handy soon, so I'm preparing it already with a socket and that storm rune. I run the first trial, ascend to an invoker. I take I Am the Thunder because the guide says so. I get some new gloves found in the trial. I drop my first lesser jeweler orb in the shard, and it's way earlier than you would normally find these things. I'm now high enough level to be able to equip the quarterstaff I have a level 8 gem ready to engrave Stormwave. I take out all the bow skills. I use the lesser jeweler orb that I got earlier. I support it with lightning infusion and martial tempo. I respec the passive tree using gold. I get enough strength so I can equip Herald of Ash, and I'm ready to put Stormwave as the only button on the skill bar and continue the campaign. Stormwave is now 3 linked, and I don't have access yet to the support gem in the guide, so I decide on execution support. That should be a decent damage increase. And here you see the build in action. It clears quite well. The explosions from Herald of Ash do a lot of heavy lifting in terms of clear speed, and also the single target isn't bad at all. I drop another lesser jeweler orb on the Dreadnought. I kill Jamonra, who also drops decent loot, and it's time for the rest of the campaign. We continue smoothly for the most part and kill the tree, kill the monkey, kill the brute queen, and she drops a nice upgrade to our build, 177 more DPS without any runes or exalts. The bog witch allows for another aura, Herald of Thunder is back on the menu. Along the way I keep upgrading, for example with whetstones. I drop a GCP, this makes the beam width of Stormwave bigger, so that's useful. I kill the Forge Master to unlock reforging. I craft a ring for some res. It's not great, it's not bad, but it is an improvement. I have access to level 2 support gems now, so I get primal armament for 25% more damage. I do another trial, barely kill the boss, and I get sunder my enemies, meaning that whenever I crit, I ignore enemy resistances. After this, it's time to spec into crit node passives. I kill Doriani, meaning the cycle starts all over. It's the Miller again. I find another decent weapon upgrade, which I slam to get flat fire and some dexterity. I upgrade my ring for some chaos res. I slam a belt for additional resistances, and I'm showing this because I feel the drop rate of crafting currency and gear is decent, and there's still a big patch on the way. Case in point, look at the executioner drops. It's all in all just decent, with maybe 15 to 20% item rarity on my gear. Here you see how I'm cruising through the content. It's quite a nice build, however it remains very squishy. I decide to use an Orb of Alchemy on an already decent base with 2 sockets, and I get a decent result. Double res attributes, so it's an upgrade. I find another weapon upgrade from a boss, it's this beauty. I reach the required level to wield it, gain about 20% more damage. Slam it for added lightning damage. Put in some sockets I have available. Salvage the old weapon and use the scraps to upgrade the new one, and this is a very nice upgrade. I drop more runes and use them straight away to improve resistances, get a new helm which I equip, double slam it for more life and res, put a socket in and realize I don't have a great rune available at this time, but that's just a matter of time as you will soon see. Doriani goes down once more, I get a little cataclysmic, wake up next to Alpha, run my first map, and that is where the build is at currently. I'll quickly glance over my build after completing this first map. For skills, I'm running Stormwave as the one button skill, supported by Martial Tempo, Lightning Infusion and Primal Armament. Herald of Thunder is supported by Innervate. I made the mistake by leveling Herald of Ash way too high, so now I need a bunch of strength to actually use it. I will try and get a lower level spirit gem somehow. And because I had some spirit left, I took Ghost Dance for now, supported by Clarity to help a bit with my mana issues. I will be slowly transitioning into Ron's endgame build once I get more gear and level up a bit. Talking about gear, here's the weapon that you already saw. The helmet too, it's nice with triple res. My amulet has very little going for it honestly, but it does have some life and res. The rings are some life, res, attributes and flat damage. The gloves have flat damage but not much else. The belt has attributes and res, and I'm still using Wanderlust, also because it makes me slow immune. I'm running a freeze and bleed immunity charm and OK flasks. Resistances are still quite bad, that is to be expected at the start of endgame. I'm getting a decent number of runes, but I'm not able yet to cap my resistances. However, very soon, after running a few maps, it shouldn't be much of an issue. I have 1.3k life and 250 energy shield, which I do think is quite big of an issue. I had a quick chat with Ron on Discord, the build creator, and he recommended me to go Chaos Inoculation ASAP, so I will be updating my loot filter accordingly and farm some of the pieces before making the swap. To conclude the first episode, so far so good. The build is smooth, still quite squishy, but that should improve vastly after running a bunch of maps, and the build delivers on the one button aspect. The endgame version will have some more buttons, but I think it'll be a very enjoyable build. I'm looking forward to playing more for sure. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. Hope to see you in the next episode. Please like and subscribe for more SSF PoE2 content. Love you all, see you soon, bye bye.